Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Saturday live stream. This, I have to tell you, just like the thumbnail and title suggests, is probably the craziest story that I've ever heard. And I'm going to go in reverse for a second before I bring on the special guest, but it really comes down to this. This is the last piece we're going to talk about. There is this fund called OPNX, and it'll probably go meme. And this is from a Telegram group. And essentially, we're talking about the craziness that is the crypto market. And it all gets tied into Three Arrows Capital, the people that actually essentially made the actual bankruptcies happen. And now they're profiting from it. And it just goes down this rabbit hole. So to help me make sense of this and talk about meme coins and, of course, the Solana ecosystem as well, I've got a friend. And we haven't talked for quite some time. And thankfully, he came back on. It is Mike, the investor.
Rob, man, what is up, man? Thanks for having me, dude. Can't believe it's really been like 2 years, man. Like, wow.
We did this in 2021 where things were just about to go crazy, right?
Yep.
And I remember it was me, you, and James from Invest Answers, and we were talking about, I think, probably Solana. I'm gonna guess because it was James.
Yeah.
But we were all talking about the same thing, about how we thought it was gonna do pretty well. We didn't know how big it was, but man, remember those days?
Oh yeah, I remember, man. And now look at Solana. And then I remember going into Solana kind of when we first met, and I was talking about it around 28 to 30 bucks back, in 2021 before it went up to past 200. And you was like, I wasn't sure. And then when things started moving, you was like, yeah, Solana was definitely the one. And so it's just nice to see things come back full circle.
Yeah, well, that's a great segue. So coming full circle, because Mike, I've been following you on X, and I know you've been following the Solana ecosystem, but not only that, but the meme coin and the trajectory of where things are going. So I needed to bring you on so you could explain the meme coin debauchery that is going on and how people can kind of find those things. But before we get into that, just as a reminder, everybody, there's a link in the description, and you can find Mike from a plethora of different places. My two favorite, of course, are X, which I am on borderline addiction on that darn site.
Same.
And then also on YouTube, where you can find all of Mike's big plays, Solana gems, more gems, and of course the NFTs, and of course the meme coin space. So let's jump into this story, because I was showing Mike before everybody got here, but this is insane. And I think it's a testament to just how crazy investors are. And I'm not going to say that it's just regimented to the crypto and digital asset investor. I think all investors are gamblers in some way, shape, or form. Here's what we got.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, Mike, before we go on, when you see it out there, like, do you see that there's a lot of rational actors, or do you think it's just people going, numbers go up?
I think it's a little bit of both, but I think it's more so of people seeing numbers go up, right? Yeah. And I think we see that based off of the stories we hear, the comments we see on YouTube, on Twitter about, hey, I got dumped on, or hey, I lost all my money. And I think that comes from a testament of people just kind of buying into hype instead of having a strategy. And I think that's kind of where a lot of it comes from.
And it's hype can move mountains.
Hype
can move markets. And we saw that in the meme coins. And we're going to see this right now in this ridiculous story. So Three Arrows Capital. If you're not familiar with Three Arrows Capital, these are the gentlemen that were they were behind essentially the Trust Me Bro loan that was given out by Voyager, as they did a $640 million uncollateralized loan. They also had a lot of shady things that were happening on behind with FTX, and they had their hands on a lot of different projects, which essentially is what I believe was the first domino to fall when we had the last bear market as everything collapsed, FTX being one of them, Celsius being another, BlockFi, and of course Voyager. So with this story, it's going to lay it all out. So OPNX, which I had totally forgotten about, founder Suzu says the shutdown comes because FTX estate claims reached recovery. This doesn't make any sense, but here we go. OPNX is an exchange for trading of bankruptcy claims. So again, Three Arrows Capital, the people that caused the bankruptcy, open up an exchange that you could trade these different assets for bankruptcy claims. Beautiful. set up by the founders of Three Arrows Capital, is closing because the bankruptcy process of failed crypto exchange FTX has reached recovery. And in case you're wondering, FTX just announced this a couple of days ago. There's a full recovery of customer assets, and that's good, but it's based on the point of FTX's actual bankruptcy time frame. So I know people are like, I'm getting all my Bitcoin back. I'm getting all my Ethereum back. Well, no, I mean, you are, but essentially you're getting at the price of where it was back then, which was roughly 20,500, which is around the time of the FTX collapse. And if we take a look, if we see when
Yeah,
that
that's about
was, that was,
half.
yeah, that was half, man. That was half. Of course,
Yeah.
they can't do it now because there's no way that they could pay everybody back. So
Right.
so it's a right around in the very beginning of November. But hey, look on the bright side. At least it wasn't here at 15.7. So I
Agreed.
guess
I
I
mean,
guess
some's better than nothing, right?
yeah. No, it's true. I mean, look, I think everybody's here is in the right place at the right time, especially with where we're about to go for the next halving. So I mean, me and you, Mike, we've lived through this stuff before, so it's just gonna happen again.
Yeah.
Anyhow, to finish this up, the OX community, which I guess is again the OPNX, will be focusing on OX.fund now, and wish to congratulate the FTX estate holders on their full recovery, Zeus said in a statement. On Telegram, OPNX, and just as a little history refresher, OPNX struggled to gain a foothold. Their volume peaked at 624,000. After it had a much hyped launch, less than $2 of trades were executed in its first 24 hours. So I guess there were some people that were wise to the whole situation. And just to expand on that, the Telegram group, this was actually reported on by Decrypt, people are still refusing to sell. And one of the OPNX investors said, "What's the chances these guys can fail again? It's almost statistically impossible. The OPNX will probably go meme."
That's interesting. And before we dive all the way into this, I want to ask something you just said. How you said people are still refusing to sell. Now, do you think for a lot of people it's easier to hold than it is to sell?
Oh, look, Mike, on this channel, we talked about this because remember back in the day because you've been doing this in 2019, it was
Mhm.
blasphemy if anybody said I'm selling my Bitcoin. It was like, how dare you?
Right.
How dare you, you weak, paper-handed piece of trash. We hate your guts. Da, da, da. I'm like, hey, geez, I just want to take some profits, you know? So I think that was kind of baked in. I think people are kind of getting over that. But yeah, it's super, I feel like it's super easy to buy the dips, to dollar cost average, to let it go in the background and not really worry too much about the selling because, hey, if it went up, if it did a 10x, maybe it could do a 50x.
Right. Right.
And if it does a 50x, then maybe it can do a 100x. And it's just
It
just
gets
a dopamine
crazy.
rush.
Yep, yep. And I agree. I agree with everything you said. You can see some of the chat also saying, I'm great at holding. Definitely easier to hold for sure. I agree, man. It is because it's like soon as you get ready to sell, it's like, do I really want to sell this? What if? What if? You know what I mean? You always have that what if moment.
Mm-hmm. Well, so let's get into it about the what ifs and what's going on, everything else. Mike, you put out some pretty great content,
Thank you, man.
especially, and I'm not up to it as much as I should, but you talked about some Solana, of course, in the ecosystem, some different parts, and of course, you were big on the meme coins. I think one of the latest on your X account, you said, "Hey, what meme coin should I get into?" And
I
I
think
was
you said
doing a
Myro, right?
Myro. Yeah, I was doing a Myro
I want,
giveaway,
yeah, and I
so I was
wanted to
like, "Hey,
talk
look
to
at
you
the
about that
Myro."
too a little bit too, man. Like I know
Oh.
you really don't talk about meme coins either like that. So
Mhm.
when you talked about Myra, I was like, man, okay. Rob
But
is, go ahead.
oh, no, I will say like this to preface this, Mike. The only reason I was talking about is because I was giving it away,
Right.
and here's what happened in the last 7 days. Look at this chart.
Yeah, I saw, dude. I saw, man. I mean, the community's still really strong despite the dump, which is a good
Mm,
sign, I feel like. But I was never I'm happy for everyone that got into Myro. I'm happy for people that make money on Myro. I was never one that advocated for it, never disliked it. I think Myro did great things for Solana. Could it come back? I'm not sure. It's one of those things, and crypto, you just never really know. I think the community is strong enough for it to rebound, But again, it has to make that test. You know what I mean? After coming back, I think the all-time high was what, 170 million, something like that for the
Something
market
like
cap.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think 170 million. So now it's down to what's that, 50 million or something like that, give or take, for the
So,
market cap. Let me see. I can
yeah.
pull it up here real quick. Let's see what.
Let me. I'll
Yeah,
pull it up.
so about 51 million, according to Dex Tools,
All right.
which I mean is still, if we're just going off a market cap, despite the dip, which is still a medium high market cap, meme coin, right?
Oh yeah. It's but see, so that's just it. Like Mike, when you're taking a look, let me get this out of here. When you're taking a look at these different meme coins or these different projects, like
Mhm.
how are you discerning like which ones are going to be a hit and which ones just kind of sucking? Is it mostly just like is it like, let me take a look at the market cap, let me take a look at the community, or there's something else to it?
One, I mean, I would say this. There's no way to 100% no. There's no
Mhm.
way, right? You take a chance out there, and you can do the most research you want in the world and still sometimes be wrong at the end of the day, because you can't control what founders, projects, can't control what they do, right?
Mhm.
However, when it comes to looking for a project with good potential, number one, we always look for a community, right? Because we know, even with utility coins, if that
Yeah.
utility coin or token does not have a strong community, where does it go? Right. So you have to have that community. So number one is community,
Okay.
most and foremost. Then number two, is the meme relatable? Is it catchy? Is it catching on? Is people talking about it? Right.
Okay.
And a good way to see that is going on X. X is a great way to see who's talking about this thing. Right. Then then if you're thinking about investing, okay, what is the market cap? How many holders does it have? When did it launch? Right. And
Mhm.
and these things, everyone has different um a different process when it comes to it. But the first thing I look at, of course, is community. Do they have potential connections? Is anybody in the meme coin space higher up following them? Right. Or,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Those things
Mhm.
matter. You know what I'm saying? And so when it comes to being early, you really have to have a higher risk tolerance when
Oh
it
yeah.
comes to meme coins, because let's just be real. Most of them pump and go to zero. So if you don't have that mindset when investing in meme coins, you will lose a lot of money, right? Most meme coins aren't your utility coins to hold for long term, right? It's to get in
Right.
and get out. So you have to be mindful. And to be honest, it took me a little bit to understand this until I fully dove all the way into meme coins, like hard last of 2023 going into this year.
Yeah.
And because I always bought memes, like I made some good money on Sheeb last bull run and stuff like that. But
Ooh,
like,
sheep.
but to really understand, like, these things move fast, right? And even though Doge and Sheeb are still the top two dogs by market cap, the last 30 to
Mhm.
60 days, what meme coins have been talked about? Not Doja Sheep, really. It's been every, new meme on the block, right?
That's
And
true.
so you have to be mindful and kind of understand, right? I do think there is some meme coins to hold going into the bull run, but a lot of these that are popping up, you may want to be careful.
I think so. Okay, so let's do this.
I
So
know I
Mike,
broke down a lot. I
yeah,
just said a lot.
yeah. So let's unpack some of that. So let's just say, like, give me is there any meme coin that you're looking at right now? You're like, this one looks pretty good, or you're kind of like, I don't really have too many going on.
So I will say this before I just throw out some names. Anyone that follows me know I stand behind four main meme coins,
All right.
right? And none of this is financial advice. Do what you will with this.
Mm-hmm.
Sneck, which everyone, if you're a Cardano lover, you know what Sneck is.
Right.
Lo-
I
lo-
have some snack. I have some snack.
Beautiful. And I caught that one early. I got in, I think, like 15 million market cap. Oh
Ooh.
yeah, make some good money. Still hold Sneck though. Samo, and I
What's
tell
hold on?
Samo,
What's that? I never heard of that.
are you kidding me, dude?
I have not. I don't know these
What?
things. This is why I rely on
What?
you, Mike, to come on the
What?
show and give us the alpha. I have no idea what this is.
Okay.
Samo. Okay.
Samo, man. So Samo is the first original
Oh, look at that.
Solana meme.
Holy
First
smokes.
original
Well,
Solana meme.
all
So
right.
it's been around since
Yeah.
2021.
Really?
Yes. So
Oh,
it's one of those.
wow. Look at that.
Oh yeah. So it's one of those
Hold on.
projects that,
Oh my God.
dude. All I'm gonna say this: if you're watching this, not financial advice. And Rob, you can go to the receipts on my videos. You can look at the tweets and see when I was talking about this thing. If
Mm-hmm.
people would have just listened and bought when I said you could have got 1,000,000 tokens for around 2,900 to 3,500. It's now 10 grand to get that same million tokens.
Dang.
Right. So
Jeez. That's a lot of followers.
what I'm but they've been look how long they've been here though, man.
Yeah, that's
They've
true.
experienced some of the so this is one of those and so when people say Bonk was the first, it actually wasn't. Samo was the first non-derivative meme coin.
Hmm.
Look at the total supply of it.
Oh, okay. Total supply, max supply, circle. So pretty much it's almost fully diluted.
And it's only 4.7 billion. Do you see that?
40.
Yeah, and the other portion of that I believe is burned. Okay.
Okay.
So I will say this: if you can afford it, get 1,000,000 tokens and thank me later.
Okay.
The all-time high is 25 cents. In my opinion, and you can go to the video, which is why I'm saying it because I've already said this. I believe it hits 40 cents or higher. The community believes it's going to $1. Me,
What?
honestly,
$1?
because of the bag I have, I won't hold it that long. I don't need to. However, I'm just telling you.
See, this is why Mike is your guy. Mike is your guy if you like to do risk. If you like to say, you know what? I got 25 bucks I can throw away. That 25 bucks is gone. It's gonna disappear. I'm gonna throw it in there, maybe 100 bucks, whatever you're gonna do. But it is gambling, everybody. But I gotta tell you, these are the fun times. These are the fun times right now. I know people say, these before we go on, these meme coins is ridiculous. Hey, I just want to remind everybody of this. Like Dogecoin is the original meme coin, right? And some will make it, some won't. And and people on the show I've shown this many a times. But I don't know about you, but some of these meme coins have stood the test of time. Like again, I didn't know Samuel was out there, but there it is. Dogecoin has been the top 31 crypto for a decade. It was a fork of Lucky Coin, which is a fork of Litecoin, which is a fork of Bitcoin. And I went by, like in 2015 it was 9th, 2016 it was 6th, 14th, 29th, in 2019 it was 24th, 2020 it was 31. Okay, you got me on that one. 26 it was in 2021 it was ranked number 26 and went all the way up. Then 2022 12, 2023 January number 8, and I don't know, it's probably like it's still in the top 15, I'm pretty sure. So I mean, look,
yeah, it's still number 10 right now according to CoinMarketCap.
Ooh, number 10. So like if we just look at that and go, okay, I don't know about $1. 40 cents, Mike, I'm gonna tell you, it's a stretch. It's a stretch for me. But I'm just saying, like maybe like 20 cents. Let's say 20 cents. Let's be conservative. And say 20 cents for a meme coin. From today, that's a 20x. That's a 20x. Let me do some quick math here. If you put $1,000 in,
a 2x though from the current all-time high puts it around 40 something cents.
I know it.
And I'm not saying it can do that, but for those people that say, "Hey, what is a prediction?" That's my cap.
That's a good cap. Okay,
you see what I'm saying? That's my cap. I'm not saying it can do, but that's where I see it. The cap could be.
Perfect. So, Mike, before you start to talk about the other two, I'm going to ask you this because it was a great question about, hey, is it harder to buy or is it harder to sell? Obviously, harder to sell. How would you set that up for the sell for that? Because I don't think you're going to wait till it gets to 40 cents.
Definitely not, dude. Heck no.
Right. And how do you do it?
I mean, for me, and this time around, I made a mistake holding some crypto last cycle. Everything is being sold this cycle for me. I'm not telling anyone else to do that, but I'm keeping no prisoners. So when I hit close to my targets, I'm selling my whole pot.
Whole top. So
everything.
So would you, like, let's say Okay, you think it's gonna go to 40 cents, and
But
Mike, you got
but I
like,
probably won't hold it to that though. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
when I
Would
say I that's the cap, a lot of people will hold you to that. But what I try to tell people is depending on where the market is, how the
Mhm.
market's moving, how fast it's hitting these milestones will depend on if it can even get to 40 cents, right? And this is why we have to adjust along the way. But if you at least don't have a price target, you would never sell. Right. Just because I
Right.
say I think it could get around 40 cents doesn't mean you just sit there, I'm holding till this. No, for
Mm.
example, let's say somebody has 1,000,000 tokens, right?
All
And
right.
they don't have six figures put up at all. Let's say Samo hits 10 cents, right?
Mm.
You now have six figures because every 10 cents is 100,000 with the
Yeah, yep,
million
yep.
tokens. So why would you risk a 2x to try to get to 20 cents when you don't even have 100,000 yet? Right. So this is the mindset that people need to have when coming into crypto. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Oh, yeah. It makes total sense. I think like to me, if I think about it, like if I okay, let's just say I'm like, okay, Mike's right. 40 cents, bam. So I think to myself, okay, I'm gonna put $1,000 in. Once it hits to a dime, or maybe I sell like 0.09, somewhere around there, and I sell 40%, 30%. Well, now I'm in the profit. Now I'm just playing with the house money, right?
Right.
And then maybe when it gets to like 19, 20, 21 cents, I sell another 30% or something like that. I ladder in and I ladder out. And then if I miss it, let's say it gets to 36 cents, it doesn't hit that 40. Hey, I sold at 10 or 9. I sold at 2021, and maybe I sold at like 29, 32, somewhere around there. And I'm good. And then I got a little bag for the next bull run. Maybe something like that.
Yeah. And I think that's a great way to put it too, because I think there's a lot of people like that as well, Rob, kind of like yourself, where maybe they don't want to sell all of it. Maybe they want to just do it in ladder steps. And I think whatever works for that individual, go for it. But I'm just telling you what Mike is going to do.
Yeah. And Mike, how many coins does Mike have on this one?
Man, I let's just say, man, I have over 1,000,000, and I'll leave it at that.
That's okay. That's pretty good. So perfect. So that was let me bring this up as
And I
everybody
got
was
in when I was telling people to get in around under the half a penny mark.
nice. So that was Samo, just called
Yeah.
Samo.
Mhm.
Samoyed coin.
Or
So
Samoa
that's
coin, whichever.
Samoy coin, Samoy, excuse me, Samoy. So let's say Samoy, listen to me. So let's say that okay, so first you were talking about SNEC.
Mhm.
Actually, let's take a look at SNEC. How is that done? That's the big Cardano play.
Yeah. Snack is still
So
great, man. I got a question too now that we're talking about Snack, because I know you're super big on Cardano. You know, one of the things I heard regarding Snack, they said they were worried about Cardano because of one of the largest tokens on Cardano is Snack, and it's a meme.
ooh,
Now, of course, it has utility with the energy drink and things of that nature, but it started as a meme. And so, what are your thoughts when people say, "Well, the largest token on Cardano is a meme"? Like, what's your thoughts on that, man? Because I did think it was an interesting statement when people said
it
that.
it is, you know what? It is an interesting statement. When I take a look at it, Cardano's always been the slowest.
Yes.
Does anybody want to debate that topic? It's always been the slowest, and I'm not putting it down. And people, of course, the counter argument is, well, of course it's slow because they go through the research, they go through the academic papers, they go through the academia of why they want to do it, and then they're very careful so nothing breaks, like what Luna could have, did essentially, and everything collapse on their stable coin, putting everything, different parts into Bitcoin. So I get that, but it's slow. And with that, there's a lot of like projects that I think are coming in, but right now things are moving so slow in Cardano. It is a very, very, very long-term
Sophisticated
play.
blockchain.
Yeah. And then people will say, well, there's this going on, Cornucopias is coming on, which is a great game. I got to tell you, those guys are doing a great job. But you can take a look at some other projects out there, and let's just call a spade. They're growing. They're getting more sponsorships. They're getting more people. And of course, people will say, but those aren't decentralized, Rob. They are not decentralized as much as Cardano is. And I get the argument. I understand. But I'm just saying that at some point, they might have to speed up just a little bit, because if not, they will get left in the dust and it'll be a big problem for them. And that's what. Now, having said that, I was on being Crypto yesterday on one of their Twitter spaces, and we talked about Ethereum, about how it's been lagging. And someone pointed out that, it lags every time in this same fashion over the 4-year cycles. So when they have this new EIP coming in, DANUC, I forgot the term of it, but Guy from Coin Bureau even talked about how they're supposed to be like increasing the TPS, decreasing the latency, and also being able to drop the fees exponentially, like by 100x or something like that. Because when that happens, then it'll do pretty well. But again, here's the problem. And Mike, you know this. You use a DEX on Solana, how fast is that?
Extremely fast.
How cheap is that?
Man, dude, cheap. And that's the thing, man.
And
When
how
you
many
get gains on Solana, dude, you don't have to pay a lot in fees.
and how many times? Yeah, and how many times has it shut down on you?
Since it hasn't shut down the last year, man. Like
Exactly.
we've been fine. The Jupiter launch
300.
came out, which was the big test, and now
It did
look.
fine. Yeah, it's been. I think it's 340 days since the last slowdown or shutdown, or whatever you want to call it.
Full
So
green.
I get everybody's recommendations and disputes. That's why I try to diversify. So Mike, to answer your question, it's concerning, I think, a little bit. And there's projects growing and there's projects there, but look at the total value that's locked up. Look at how much the volume has actually been done, and you can kind of see that there's trouble afoot. Does that mean it can't come back? No. Does it mean I don't hold Cardano? No, I own Cardano. So it's just something to be aware of.
That, man. I respect that answer. I was just curious, man, because to a degree, I got in SNEC early, and I do hold Cardano. Honestly, those are the only two assets I hold in that ecosystem is ADA and SNEC.
Yeah.
And I didn't really think about it like that until I heard the statement, and they were like, SNEC is a meme coin, and it's basically one of the large. I said, I know it's one of the largest, but I didn't really think about it from that scope of lens. And I said, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. It's something to definitely take a look at. Let me see here.
Go to taptools.io. Do you use TapTools at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think it's not, because that's not in my history.
So this is basically.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is the Cardano ecosystem for all of their tokens for people that don't know. And you can see SNEC is the third largest token in the ecosystem. And at one time, it was the largest. It had flipped WMT and AGIX.
And I always, like Mickey Watkins and the group over there at World Mold Token, that is a great project, and they're doing great things. So on that one, it's looking good for them. AGIX, it's an AI play. It'll probably do pretty well, and of course, Ken and his group over there at Meld, and there's Kopi. That's a pretty good one. But I know that Meld is multi-platform. It's not just on Cardano. I believe it's also on AVAX, and also I think may actually have its own L1. So it's multi, and that's another thing. It's a multi-chain project. So you can count it here, but if it's even a multi-chain, it's number 4. It is what it is. All right, but good one. TapTools. All right, Mike. So we went over that. Let's take a look at the other stuff. So we've got SNEC. We had Samoy.
And then
we talked about Shiba.
Yeah, we talked about Shiba. We talked about Doge. Let me ask you this before we get into some other ones. What are your thoughts on Floki and Baby Doge?
I don't have an opinion on these two. Why did you even ask me that question, Mike? What did you think of Floki? Man, I got you for this. So I have no opinion.
Okay,
that's why I'm asking the expert. Okay, what do you
got?
No
expert, man. No expert. But so so I said there's 4 main that I'm personally holding going into the bull that I think can do very well. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. But I do think they can do very well, which I said SNEC, Samo, Volt, and Mung.
I know you have posted a lot of that. Volt is 890. Okay. What's the story behind this one? It's somebody's dog, right?
No. Mm-mm.
No, I always see
Nope.
an AI generated dog, I think, or maybe that's Bolt.
Yeah, Volt Inu, and there's another Volt out there, but Volt is just it's just a kind of like a wolf dog, but it's not no dog by it's not taking like some celebrity's dog or anything. I think those type of tokens have a low cap anyway, in my opinion. But
Gotcha. Well, this one, so it looks like this one's already almost fully diluted as far as total
it
supply max.
launched in the bear market in 2021, so it has not seen a bull market.
Oh, really?
Nope.
Interesting.
And
Let's
it's
take a
been
look here.
constantly built. You know what? Let me see if I got a tweet I'm gonna send you, which will give us just a brief overview of what they've accomplished since December 2021 till now.
Okay.
Give me one
Looks like it's
second.
doing okay in the last 27 days, 1 month, 3 month. Look at this spike.
Yeah, the all-time high, I believe, is it's over 100. I think 140, 150, I think, million market cap, and that's in a bear market.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
So like with this one, looks like it's an ERC20 token.
yeah, but it's also on Polygon and Binance Smart Chain.
Oh, okay.
All
Well,
the
at least you
same,
can get it there.
all the same contract address, right?
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about anything crazy.
Okay. So Samoy, Volt, Snek,
I
Shiba.
just sent it to you on X, Rob.
Okay. Was this in the messages or you just tagged me?
Yeah, in the messages. Yep, I just sent you a DM with the tweet.
So as we're going through that, so I'll find that real quick. So what's the next one?
The next one is, and this is, now we're getting even more riskier, but this one is Mung, which I'm sure a lot of people heard of Mung.
No.
M-O-N-G.
You know I didn't. But
okay.
But
Mung came out around Pepe.
M-O-N-G?
Yep.
Oh, it must be down there.
Oh yeah, it's like a 6-7 million market cap.
What?
Yeah.
This Mung coin?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
Holy smokes. All right.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Let's see. It must be relatively, I'm gonna guess. No, not that.
Yeah, it came out around Pepe. So it came out, I believe, April of last year.
Mike, this one is super risky. I wouldn't touch this
one.
Oh
yeah, super risky.
But this is that was nice. That was nice of you to lead us down this rabbit hole, to not show us this one first and show us ones that you're like, oh, okay, I get this one. You're like, and then you drop this one on us, and then there's this one. That's crazy. Okay. So if I had to do this again, now, what about Floki? I know you mentioned that one. Not really.
I mean, I don't know.
Snek, I like Snek. I still hold it. I do like that. Okay. And then Samoy, the first, as you call it, the first Solana meme coin.
Non-derivative. Yeah, it was.
Non-derivative. Look at this. That one's really something I'll look into. And also, if everybody's kind of like, where do I get this? First of all, I'm pretty sure you can get on the dexes, Orca or Jupe, right?
Yep, Jupe or Radium.
Radium. That's another one. Yeah. If you're looking for like anything that we just talked about, and I'll put a link in the description for all these different tokens. But if you click on markets, you can find out where this stuff all is. However, yeah, Orca.
Did you get any Jupe? Now that I think of it, because I know you use Solana Dexes. Did you get any Jupe to claim? Are you serious?
Yeah, because it was on because you had to use it before November 23rd, 28th, one of those two. And I had just gotten into Orca. I was using Orca and I was like, well, I don't need to use Jupiter because it works. And then like I started using it in like, I don't know, December, January, something like that. And I just missed it. But it's okay. I bought a little bit of Jupe on that day, and we'll see if it takes off or not. But I did get the Wen airdrop, so I was pretty happy about that.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get the win, but I did get the jupe. And it was pretty nice, man. It was pretty nice, as you can probably imagine.
Yeah, I bet it was. How much was that worth for your airdrop? Because I'm sure, let's just say like one wallet. I'm sure you use multiple wallets, but
Yeah, so I had 7 wallets that I was able to claim jupe. I had one massive one,
mm,
and I made a tweet. I didn't realize that I utilized Jupiter on these other wallets. I was like, "Dang, I actually have more jupe I can claim." So I went and claimed it, and
nice.
it was a nice amount. It wasn't 6 figures or nothing like that, but let's just say I sold it.
Yeah, which was smart because you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to
Yeah,
sell a little bit and take off the table.
yeah.
Yes, great job. So this is the one you just sent me about Voltinu,
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
story
That's
behind
just
it.
kind of gives you kind of like an overview of, what they've done since their, existence,
Oh
their
wow.
inception.
Let me retweet this. Risky play, but interesting. Nice picture. All right. Well, Mike, you said a ton in only 30 minutes. So any before we get into like the little Q&A, do you got time to stick around for Q&A or you got to go?
Yeah, yeah. No, let's do it.
Okay. But any last words of wisdom for the people who are, because no one here is a tourist yet. We're not in that sector or that time frame, thank God. But
Yeah.
any words of wisdom for the people who've been in the class of 2021?
Um,
Because we did cover like a lot of other stuff.
we did. Even though it's been said before, one thing I've learned in the crypto space, sometimes people need to hear it again. And that is, as we're talking about these meme coins, please understand the risk that goes into meme coins. Crypto in general is risky, as
Yeah.
we saw with some of the top cryptos and things, unexpected things happen. So imagine what meme coins can do. And make sure you don't have all of your capital into these meme coins, right? And the thing about it is sometimes you don't need a lot of capital to make a lot of money with them, right? So just be mindful. Um, there's always going to be new opportunity that comes. So if you miss something, don't kick yourself. There's always going to be another opportunity in crypto to make money. If you're one of those people that's like locked in and always looking to get into something new, there's always going to be an opportunity to make money. However, you have to sell. You have to sell. And I will say this, and this is what I've done. Have your main blue chip cryptos, have your risky plays, but have your main blue chip cryptos that you're holding going into this peak of the bull run. And once you have those solidified, then it makes it a little bit easier to kind of dabble into what's coming up, what's new. And that's what I would say.
That's a pretty good way to say it. You know what? It's the last thing, and then we'll get in the Q&A, is I'll just say this is it's a good point. Mike just said, first of all, it's risky. It's essentially gambling. Let's just be aware of that.
Yeah.
And don't worry if you miss the bus. It's like the part, like I lived in Vegas for 2 years. It's like a party bus. If you miss the first party bus, don't worry. There's one coming around the corner every 30 minutes.
Mhm.
So don't start chasing candles. That's the recipe for disaster. And then what Mike talked about as far as like the portfolio, like it's not like you should put everything into meme coins. Is there anybody here who doesn't like to gamble just a little bit? Even like a little bingo action, or play a little one-armed bandit or a little poker every so often in your lifetime. That's what makes the world go around, right?
Yeah.
However, having said that, yes, this would be my portfolio right now. And when we talk about this, majority, vast is Bitcoin. We can see right here, it's over 70%. And of course, the Ethereum, Sol, Near, Cardano, AVAX, blah, 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 blah. And then 67 other ones out there. But it's very small because I've been around forever, it seems like. Mike can attest to this. He's probably got a bunch of dust in his different wallets as well. So this was just a fun episode. Nobody freak out.
It was. I got a question, man.
Huh.
Do you plan on moving Link Up in your portfolio?
I was on, no, because I already have a plan. And the plan is in place until the next blow off top. So what I set right now for my dollar cost average, everything goes off without a hitch on Coinbase. I pay for this service called Coinbase One. It's like $19 a month if you pay for the full year. It gives you up to $10,000 for its transaction fees, and I don't charge anything. Anyhow, so like with that, these DCAs that I have, they just go off. It's Bitcoin, it's Ethereum, it's Solana, it's Chainlink. It could be every day, it could be every other day, and it's different parts of the time, and it just kind of goes and goes and goes and goes. And that's what I feel like it's okay for the allocation. So even though Chainlink looks great, and if we're looking at real world assets, fantastic. We're talking to Be in Crypto yesterday, and they were saying, you know what? Not only is it an oracle, which everybody knows it, but it's also acting like a layer zero, especially for real world assets. And that's what they need to move or zip around these RWAs across the globe. So I think that I'm like, maybe I should get, maybe I should sell my house and get into it. I'm like, what? No, that's not my plan. My plan's already been in place when I was stone cold sober, and I got it. So yeah.
Yeah, but I still hold Link, man. I think Link is going to be great. I think it's going to do well. This is one thing I do want to say, though, because I always like to look at both coins. I think the biggest weakness to Link ever, and I don't know if or when we will see it, but the biggest weakness I can ever see to Chainlink is, and I'm a big advocate for Chainlink. I like it a lot. I hold a lot of it.
Yeah.
The biggest weakness I can see to Chainlink is if blockchains start creating their own oracle inside of it where they don't need Chainlink, right?
Yeah.
That's the only biggest threat in my opinion. So if and when that happens, you know what I mean? Why would you not hold Chainlink? You know what I mean?
Right. Why would you not? And things are going to change. So, but yeah, why not? So, all right, everybody. So that was as much information as we can pack into roughly 40 minutes. We got to take off. But if you leave, consider, first of all, consider going to Mike's channel over on X and YouTube and following him over there. And on your way out, just hit the like and go from there. But now that concludes the news portion and Mike dropping all that alpha.